for your lives! Into the street! Some days you just can't get rid of a bomb.
Virginia man arrested for January 6th pipe bombing that saw explosives planted on Capitol Hill on the eve of notorious riot. Let's read through this Daily Mail article, and then ALX, who has been locked into the story all morning, and I'm thankful for that. My wife is now really down bad with the flu, so I had all the kids this morning. Yeah, it's not pretty when I have to make all the kids breakfast, but we made it happen. We made it work, okay? We made it work. Lots of blueberries wound up in the scrambled eggs, let's just say. ALX. If we missed anything here, or if there's anything new from this article, please let me know in the chat. But I'm going to read from the top line. Let's go. FBI arrested a Virginia anarchist. Oh boy. Okay. Well, that's going to be a little problem for me right off the top there. You know, this is exactly what they tried to say about Thomas Crooks, right? Oh, they don't have any political opinion. They have no political ideology. That's an immediate red flag for me. But we're going to approach this with an open mind. Let's read. Suspect named Brian Cole in connection with several pipe bombs laid near the U.S. Capitol. So now we have a name. Brian Cole. January 6th, 2021 riots. Cole was identified as the suspect on Thursday morning. Sources told MSN Now. This used to be MSNBC. And the single stupidest rebranding in history, nonetheless. MS Now. Brian Cole has been linked to support for anarchist ideologies. The suspect was charged with laying explosives outside of the DNC and RNC headquarters, which did not detonate. Well, because they were on 60-minute timers and they were set to detonate right before the rally at the Capitol. How the hell is that even possible? Of course, it is not. Still seems really mysterious here. But nonetheless, we're going to work through it, and we're going to, again, talk to all the best experts on this issue in moments. The arrest marks the first major breakthrough in a 5-year investigation that had baffled the agency and sparked a wave of conspiracy theories. It comes after weeks, the FBI offering $500,000 reward and lead to identification of the suspect. Authorities shared previously unreleased footage of the perpetrator stalking the streets of Washington, D.C. the night before the infamous riots. However, the arrest was reportedly not the result of new breakthrough in the investigation. Here we go. Get ready. Here we go. It came after the FBI reviewed existing evidence from 2021. They had this son of a bitch for 5 years. They knew who this guy was. Read it again. This came after the FBI reviewed existing evidence it had collected in 2021 and 2022. Law enforcement sources said that the arrest may cause embarrassment for the FBI because the suspect was literally right under their nose the whole time. Could have been arrested years ago if the investigators had simply pieced together the evidence they literally had in their hands. But no, they refused. Why? Why? This is listen. As we have said 100,000 times on this show, this is the only terrorist on January 6th. Nobody else is a terrorist. Some people behaved rowdy, like a bar fight. Most people just peacefully wandered the hallways, the vast majority of them. Some people rioted. And my suspicion is that the actual rioters, and I have proof of this, were anarchists, were Antifa members, were BLM activists. You can go into the federal filings and find that BLM and anarchists were wearing MAGA. They were LARPing as MAGA that day in order to cause problems, in order to be troublemakers. Some of the heaviest fines, because some of the most violent behavior went to BLM activists and anarchists that had infiltrated, and Antifa members that had infiltrated the MAGA crowd that day in order to cause problems. We know this as a matter of fact, and federal filings, and prosecutions, and sentencing. There's only one terrorist. This guy. This guy, I think we can all agree, left, right, center, can be classified as a terrorist. No, you shouldn't place, these are what the items look like, bomb-looking devices, and I think there's a lot of question about whether these were actually operable bombs. But no, you shouldn't place these things outside the RNC and DNC. Everyone agrees with that. Oh boy, you really hit him. Shucks, man. Boy, you really got us. Look at how hard he hid those things. Real tough, just right there next to the giant dog-sized rat trap in DC, because the rats are so gigantic in Washington. Oh, it's awful. Yeah, great metaphor. That's exactly right. Between a trash can and a rat trap, there goes the bomb. So wait a second, the FBI could have found this guy in 2021 and put this all to rest? Let's read. In surveillance footage from the plot, video showed the hooded suspect setting down a backpack South Capitol Street, putting on some glasses, scanning their surroundings for witnesses and walking off. The suspect then walked to the nearby DNC headquarters where a bomb was placed at 7:45 p.m. There's a lot of controversy about this timeline. We'll get into it with Julie Kelly. Surveillance then showed the suspect walking into the RNC headquarters and placing the bomb at 8:16 p.m. Last seen on video 2 minutes later, leaving investigators baffled over their true identity. The suspect wore a face mask, glasses, gray hooded sweatshirt, gloves, black and gray Nike Air Max, speed turf shoes with yellow logo. The explosive devices planted outside of the two buildings in Capitol Hill neighborhood were located the next day, just hours before the Donald Trump supporters descended on the Capitol. U.S. Capitol Police agents and the FBI and the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms were first called at 12:45 p.m. The perfect time. The perfect time, because that was exactly when the first breach happened. You know, the fence cutter guy, the scaffolding commander, the guy that built the gallows, all these unnamed, masked, MAGA supporters. Right, got it. Still don't know who they are. Ray Epps telling everybody to go inside the Capitol. We must go inside the Capitol. And these bombs were found precisely when they needed to be found in order to draw forces away from the U.S. Capitol building. Benny, you're insane. How do you know this? Well, because the U.S. Capitol Police Chief, who will be joining us in just a moment, Stephen Sund, has told us this. He was there that day. He was in charge that day. And he's very suspicious about the timing here. After 30 minutes, the agents and the bomb technicians were still investigating the RNC. Another call came in for an explosive found at the DNC. The bombs were rendered safe, and no one was hurt. Let's just finish off this article, please. Officials said the homemade bombs were constructed out of threaded galvanized pipes, kitchen timers, and homemade black powder. The pipe bomb plot spawned numerous conspiracy theories, and the case remained unsolved for years, including last month. Conservative social media commentators falsely claimed the FBI had a Capitol Police officer as a suspect. The claim, this is speaking about the Blaze report, the claim said that the female police officer was identified using gait analysis, and the former officer's attorney said the accusations were reckless, false, absurd, and defamatory. While the arrest could cause embarrassment for investigators who failed to identify the suspect for years, it is likely to be lauded by the Trump White House after it poured new resources into the actual case. FBI Director Dan Bongino, who just posted "God bless America and those who serve her," spoke of his desire to solve the case, including previously speculating it may have been an inside job. The hunt for the suspect was one of the largest in FBI history. This included subpoenaing box store retailers, credit card data, final customers, obviously the phone records. The only phone records that were destroyed that day were the phone records of the pipe bomber. Got it. Agents tracked down purchasers of the battery connectors to whose phones were located near the DNC and RNC headquarters at the time the bomb were planted, but the FBI found no credible match. So how did they find this guy? What evidence have they had for years to find this individual? Tick, 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 tick. Okay.